right, so Danny Gomez, created a company, first person experience. It's super old, it's only a year old. And I like to do things. Can we just do a little participation here? Who likes video games? Who likes LARPs? Who likes like Tough Mudder, Spartan Race, Mud Race, obstacle things? Okay. Who likes theme parks? Who likes Batman? Right? So I like all those things, and I said, you know what? I want to create something that incorporates all those things together. Does anything like that exist? So I did some research, and after 4 years of doing that, I realized there are very few things that have all those aspects of it. Immersion, gameplay, role-playing, fantastic stories, narrative, and all that, and interesting characters and all that jazz. So I decided to make my own, right? I'm going to share with you what I discovered with that process. So I created my own show. It's called Ready, or Red, an immersive experience. And what I did was it's kind of a blend of all those things. I mainly focus my customers on immersive theater goers, right? Because I was in New York City, they spend money, I need money, I want to make that match. and they're very open-minded to that aspects. They're also, the customer base of immersive theater, I had access to that through a couple of websites and things like that I know. And I felt like they would be open to this type of experience and gameplay, right? So I created a show. I created my company, rented a space, and created my show. So the show is called Ready. It was a fully immersive, 100% interactive live action experience where your decisions matter. Everything that you did during the story led to us changing the story in real time, much like a LARP, right? It was a fully immersive environment, completely 360 surroundings, light, sound, special effects, trained actors that did nothing but improv. There was 99% unscripted, right? And based on those, we were watching everything you say and do with cameras and things of that nature, and we shifted our story based on what you did, leading down one of 18 different paths. And those paths led to whatever the guest did, it led to a different path. And at the end of the entire experience, they received a reward for what they accomplished, right? So if they got ending number 18 and only one person of their party survived, they got a specific ending. But if they got ending number 1 and 100% of people survived, they got an even more bigger piece of the story, right? So everything they did matters. Their decisions actually matter during the show. We had up to 16 guests at a time. We had a 4,000 square foot, fully themed zombie apocalypse setting. This show is about the apocalypse, in case I didn't mention that. It was 75 minutes, and the prices range from $65 to $99. And there was 3 different price points, and each of those price points really let access different things. So, for example, it was really dark, so the $80 package would get you a flashlight, and you wouldn't have to go scrounging for a flashlight in the middle of the game. The $99 package got you an extra experience. We gave you more swag, we gave you a t-shirt and a badge and everything like that, and it opened up a new path in the story where you would find out more information and get like an extra ending, right? So it was super great. So how do we create this? Well, first we took a 4,000 square foot office building and turned it into a mini mall. The story is that a solar flare kills half the world's population, and you survive in a refugee camp in New York City for 30 days. And that's where the story begins. You're in a refugee camp, and the new military force called the National Disaster Force is transporting you to a different refugee camp. When your bus is attacked, you run from the fire and smoke into a mini mall, and that's where your story starts, and that's where the guest starts in the story. They take off their blindfolded glasses, and all of a sudden they're in a dark mini mall, alone in a room, and they don't know what's going on. 18 different rooms, so sometimes they're with other people, sometimes they're not, and then the discovery process happens. They start searching for stuff, they find different unique clues and items, they find each other. Then they find our characters, and our characters are there not to be just a prop, like escape rooms and things like that. The characters drive the story and are essential to that, and the interaction with those characters are part of that story. We don't give the guest roles, they're themselves, right? Just in an alternate universe, right? And they react instinctively because we have fear, isolation, darkness, and they're responding instinctively, which is very dangerous if you don't know what you're doing, but I know what I'm doing, so it makes it really fun. And so through this process, they're discovering stuff about their circumstances and the chaos that's going on around them, and eventually they have to escape the facility that they're in. They open the exit, and at the end it says, loading level 2. Right, and now they go on to and now they leave happy, and they can return to experience the same setting again, and that's called resetting. So it was super fun. Here are some of our actors. All right, so what's the results? We ran it for about 7 months, 221 shows, 1,600 players, and we sold approximately $103,000 worth of tickets. We had 130 people return. One person returned 6 times, 2 people returned 5 times, 5 people returned 4 times, and a lot of people returned 3 times and 2 times. I don't remember the rest. But here's the thing, 50 of those people finished the 75-minute experience, gave me money, and went back into the experience, right, to try again. And we were able to change the story in real time, our characters and everything like that, so that they had a unique experience. And it was super fun. Neil Patrick Harris came. He's right here. So that's what's up. So what we learned, like our fellow panelists said, there were some things we learned. We're very successful in a lot of events. We're not so successful in others. So what we could do differently is we could do marketing differently. We could do advertising differently, get more people. We didn't hit any of the LARP people. Only 5 LARPers in this conference came to our show. But those 5 LARPers loved the hell out of it. But we didn't hit the community with our marketing dollars. We didn't hit the video game community. We didn't hit the obstacle race community. All we hit was immersive theater community and a little bit of escape room people. Don't even get me started about that. All right, but it was super successful in a lot of ways, and most successfully, exactly to your point, people saw what we did, and now they're super excited on working with us. So now we do consulting. And to wrap it up, what were our reviews? What did people say? The most amazing thing I've ever done in my entire life. Can I go back in? Can I stop thinking about it? Adrenaline rush. Still shaking, mind explosion. What the hell happened? I would have done it a 3rd time if I could, but I have a babysitter. That was one of my favorites. And the really one that I really loved was, I've been waiting for this my entire life, and you made it come true. Right? That one really hit home to me. I didn't think there was one. Yeah, Neil Patrick Harris does some stuff too. So that's what we did. And these are immersive theater people mostly, and they don't know what LARP means, right? They're New Yorkers. They don't know. So we called it. I called it a LARPcident, right? So they LARPed by accident, right? We didn't use the word LARP or anything like that, but that's what they did. They were role playing themselves in the apocalypse. That's all I got.